there was two fields here. There was a ditch coming down here where we're standing now, and that was James Rourke. I am Johnny Murphy. I am the author of the Footprints and Landmark Events, and that's in that field in there. They were coming down here cutting the first swat. They had started at 7 o'clock on the morning of the 28th of July, of a Saturday morning, and they were just coming down here when they spotted a man coming towards them, and when he came closer they spotted that his face was, he had a white clot over his face and his coat was turned inside out. He jumped up in the ditch here and he asked them to identify themselves. David McAuliffe said who he was, that he was David McAuliffe, he was a landowner, and James Rourke said he was John Fleming. John Fleming was the local farmer who was across the road from here, and the gunman, who was Con Barry, ordered him to give his correct name, and James Rourke threatened Con Barry that he would report him to the sergeant in Glush. And at that, Con Barry ordered James Rourke to come out from behind McAuliffe. He was kind of shouting behind McAuliffe at this stage, and some few words passed between Rourke and Con Barry, and then Con Barry blasted him with a double barrel, jumped off the ditch where Rourke was on the ground moaning, and he said, if that didn't finish with this will, pumping the revolver into him. And amazingly, a man, after getting that much ammunition into his stomach, he lived for 2 3/4 hours. For David McAuliffe, who claimed that he got kind of shocked or shell shocked or whatever the case may be, and when he recovered, he ran into the house to Eileen O'Sullivan, and he got Eileen O'Sullivan to run over to John Fleming, who was the farmer across the way. John Fleming had to catch his horse, put on the saddle and ride 8 miles to Boherbue to get the priest and doctor. In the meantime, David McAuliffe had tackled his horse and car and had loaded up Rourke with some other man helping him. I have no name for that person. And they proceeded. He said he wanted to go home to his wife. They went down the road here, just down here to what we call the cross near Files School. And just before the cross, they met a Mrs. Fleming coming from the well with a bucket of water. And he asked for a drink of water. He was very feeble at this stage. And Mrs. Fleming always stated, until she died, that the water ran out his guts. Then they turned up the road for Glashachine Lane, that would be the old Carrier Road. And about halfway up there, between that and what's known as Crimmins and Sheehan's Passage, where Rourke would have been going up home, they met the priest and doctor over on horseback. And the priest asked Rourke who shot him. He said the following Monday he went to New York by ship from Cove. Then on that Saturday evening, the 28th of July 1888, the police in Glush swooped on Con Keefe of the island Kiskane, which was a young man of about 18 years of age, and he was arrested and charged with the murder of James Rourke. He was held in Cork prison, and he was there until early December 1888, and the police had him tried at Newmarket Court, and they failed to prove a prima facie case before the magistrates, so he was released, and he gave Christmas at home, and in January 1889 he went to America. And these are the footprints at Donamucla. They appeared here in 1920, and everything that can be done has been done. These footprints appeared here in 1920, and it caused a great sensation obviously in the area, and people started flocking into the land, and Con McAuliffe, who was the farmer at the time, was very concerned because he had a fine meadow of hay and it was getting ruined. So he called the priest, and the priest was Father Timothy Donohoe, the famous priest, who had been in the market in 1894-95 at the time of the Drumnara murder, who had made predictions that which came true, that the men who had done the Drumnara murder would be put from the face of the earth. Anyway, he came here and he blessed them, and he didn't say anything. He left it for the pulpit in Tower Church the following Sunday, and he cut loose as usual, Father Dunham, and he said that the footprints would last 100 years. Now, about 20 years ago, when the 100 years were up of the murder of 25, and I guess maybe people thought they'd go away. They told me that time that they'd be gone very shortly. But anyway, I now understand that the 100 years will probably be up in 2020. So we'll only have to wait and see, because my father O'Callaghan moved these prints away back about 60 years ago. Then the ditch was lowering in a little bit. There's rumours of a bull and a sow and all these kind of things. I don't know whether it's true or not, we do not know. But anyway, about 45-50 years ago, David McAuliffe, who is now dead, was the landowner. And he was, like his father, he was tormented from people coming in, looking at the footprints. Every year, people would hear about him from different parts of the world. And nothing would do when they come to Ireland, they'd have to see the footprints. And to be honest, he didn't want people, because he was sick and tired of it. And he got a shovel one day and he levelled the footprints out. They were only about 2 feet at that time or something, left of the little village. Anyway, that night he was in great perfect health. That night he went home and he got a cold shivering down his back. And he was in hospital for a good bit. It was about 6 months before he had recovered fully. And well, within reason, he never again got back his full health. He lived until about 14 or 15 years ago. But there is something definitely here. I don't care what any man says or does. I have been in England and I was at Fort Mothers and everything in my time in the police there. And I have been at Balmudlaw and I have been at the Kilmichael ambush where British soldiers were shot, or tanks, whatever they call them, dogs used. And I was involved in the committee here that done the monuments in Duhallow for the old area. And of all the murders that I was committed, I'll defy any man to find anything like this. They can all tell me that there's drops of blood here or drops of blood there. There are stories that are supposed to be true. I do not know, I haven't seen them. But this one have lasted in all kinds of weather. I came here in Christmas 2004 on St. Stephen's Day. It was on a Sunday. And it was the most beautiful sight. I had no camera with me, but it was the most beautiful sight going to see the footprints sitting there in the snow. I mean, like, there's something has to be here, and it proves beyond all doubt there is a God. Of all the things in the world, I hope in time that there will be somebody will do a film on this, a proper film, which that wants a lot of money, obviously, because there'd be so many actors and everything needed involved. But then again, there's a great amateur drama system in this area, and I would say that a lot of them would do it for the love of it.